obviously it doesn't really look like a roll. It looks like a mess, but they ain't messing around with the flavors.
From that window, you can see Window of the World, the emblematic theme park of Shenzhen. I'll explain why and we'll see that 2 videos later. Oh yeah, this video is going to be about breakfast on the day we went along with another similar breakfast. What breakfast would that be? Changfen, rice noodle roll. You guys are probably thinking something like this, or this, or this. That's also the kind of image that pops into my head first. Fillings like beef, shrimp, or char siu roast pork rolled up in white sheets of rice milk turned noodle.
Just kidding. Yesterday I talked about Fanchang. This is Changfen, steamed rice noodle.
The roll form resembles intestine. That's the chang in Changfen. So now you think you know your Changfen, huh? You've only passed the Chinese food exam, beginner's level. Here's a new take to take you to the next level, Changfen, Chaoshan style. I call the Chaoshan style a new take because old take refers to Guangshi, or literally Guang style. For the purpose of this video, let us take Guang to mean Guangzhou city and not Guangdong province. I'll explain why in the description section along with the somewhat hazy history of Changfen. Let's fast forward to recent times. Some decades ago, rice noodle roll made its way to the Chaoshan region, where it was adapted into a noticeably different form.
So this is Shantou style rice noodle roll, Changfen. Obviously it doesn't really look like a roll, it looks like a mess, but they ain't messing around with the flavors.
A clear distinction of Chaoshan Changfen is the messy or irregular shape. Doesn't that remind you of an omelet? Fillings are just swaddled in a big rice noodle sheet instead of being neatly rolled up then chopped up. Looks like an omelet also because eggs are often used, which aren't as prevalent in Guangzhou Changfen, although that is changing. Herein lies another distinction of Chaoshan Changfen, the ingredients, both inside and outside. In modern Guangzhou-style rice noodle rolls, usually 1 and occasionally 2 main fillings are used. Anything more would be an outlier, but that isn't the case with Chaoshan Changfen. Various ingredients are piled together. Some people point out that due to the enormous amount of fillings, Chaoshan rolls are wrapped in thicker noodles. Look at this comparison in rice milk viscosity. This Shantou Changfen shot is shown on the left. Spreading the rice milk needs both gravity and motion. The thicker Chaoshan noodle theory seems to hold true, at least in this example. While noodle thickness is perhaps debatable, few would dispute the plenitude of Chaoshan fillings, not only quantity but also diversity. Sometimes you will see local elements like little oysters and these chaipu, dried radish.
One major difference between the rice noodle rolls of Guangzhou and Shantou is that the Shantou style has a lot of ingredients. They just pack the stuff in there. And they make liberal use of various types of materials, such as seafoods. In Guangzhou style Changfen, rice noodle rolls, pretty much the shrimp is the only seafood commonly used, but not in the Chaoshan area. For instance, in this seafood rice noodle roll, we got little oysters, as well as shrimp, plus a lot of the bean sprouts.
For Guangzhou rolls, while fillings variety might have diversified in recent years to conform to shifting market trends, they're basically always paired with a liquid based on seasoned augmented soy sauce. Chaoshan chefs meanwhile are just as liberal with the sauce as they are with the fillings, and once again, lots of local flares. Sriracha sauce and peanut sauce are common. Some might add chopped and fried garlic as topping. Sauce from the Wei braised food is also popular. It looks like soy sauce but isn't just soy sauce. This sauce makes sense because Lu Wei is one of the Chaoshan gastronomic symbols. We'll actually see Lu Wei in the next video shot at this chain that is famous for braised goose. Another icon of Chaoshan cuisine is beef hot pot, which we won't see anytime soon, but I've got something remotely related.
I've always been a big fan of Chaoshan cuisine, and it's gained a lot of popularity in recent years, especially through its new roll for beef hot pot, which is available everywhere. So we're not going to try that during our Shenzhen trip this time. But we are in Guangdong, so I'm going to take this opportunity to try out some guotiao with the cheungfan. So rice noodles with beef tendon balls.
In this video, I'll go into neither the difference between the guotiao and hefan rice noodles nor the difference between beef tendon balls and beef meatballs. But allow me to direct your attention to the broth, as well as that of the zhuchangfen pork offal soup. The golden specks are the chopped and fried garlic I just spoke of like a minute ago. Regardless of the Changfen sauce or topping, the Chaoshan variety of rice noodle roll as a whole tends to have a stronger taste than Guangzhou rolls. I don't think many people would argue about that.
So that was a pretty interesting meal.
This is part 1 about rice noodle rolls. Come back for part 2 and more Changfen. If I got you hungry and you know it, hit that like. 再见